So let's talk about giving and receiving verbs in Japanese. I'm actually going to be breaking this into a few videos as I think putting it all into one is going to make things too complex. So let's just start with the verbs on their very, very base form. So in Japanese, there are two verbs for to give, and they are ageru and kureru. They both work just like English give does grammatically in that the person who is the topic or the subject of the sentence, so in Japanese it's going to be the person marked by wa or ga, depending on what kind of sentence you're making, is going to be the one doing the verb. Then the person who has something given to them is going to be marked by ni, and the thing that you're going to give is going to be marked by o. The difference between ageru and kureru, which are both ru verbs by the way, is that ageru shows that the act of giving is aimed outwards. So that is leaving your social circle. So if I give to my father, that's okay. If my father gives to my friend, that's okay. If my friend gives to my boss, that's okay. If my boss gives to a stranger, that's okay. But anything backwards doesn't work. If a stranger gives something to my dad, that's moving closer to me. If my friend gives something to my dad, if my boss gives something to my friend, that's all moving closer to me, so I can't use ageru for that. Instead, I need to use kureru, which is used when the act of giving comes towards you. So, if you have a nuigurumi like this, and I give it to you, that's moving outwards, so I can say watashi wa nuigurumi o anata ni ageru. And then if you were to give it to me, I would say anata wa watashi ni nuigurumi o kureru. Both of those mean give, but they show the direction things are going. And this is obviously very, very important because Japanese loves to drop subjects, topics, etc. And so people just say ageru, kureru, right? And both those mean give, but based on the verb that they use, you can tell where that is happening, right? If I just say to you, agemashou ka, it means, shall I give you something? But if I say kuremasen ka, I'm asking you to give me something, and we know that without any other context because the verbs show us the direction that things are going. Morale then, or to receive, is used just like in English. The topic or subject is going to be receiving, and then the thing you receive is marked by o, and the person you receive it from is marked by ni or kara. So earlier I said, anata wa watashi ni nuigurumi o kureru. If I use morale, I have to make myself the topic because I'm doing the verb, I'm receiving. So watashi wa anata kara nuigurumi o morale. I will receive a plushie from you. Finally, there's also the verb yaru, which generally means to do, and this can be used to mean give as well, but it has sort of a contemptuous feeling because it's normally used for non-human creatures or non-human things. So for instance, hana ni mizu o yaru is absolutely fine to give water to a plant. But things get a bit more contentious when you say something like inu ni esa o yaru, giving food to a dog, because some people think their dogs are very, very precious, understandably, and so they want people to use verbs that show a bit more respect. So if you're going to offer to water someone's plants, saying mizu o yarimashou ka is probably fine, but if you're offering to fill the dog's water bowl, mizu o yarimashou ka might be a little bit offensive. You might want to say mizu o agemashou ka to show that, you're treating the animal with the same respect that you would treat a human being. So don't be surprised if you hear someone say watashi no wanchan ni mizu o agemashita, to sort of humanize and show a bit more respect and care for the animals that bring them joy.
Two quick things I forgot to mention. You can absolutely use yaru to refer to giving something to another human being, but it usually sounds contemptuous or that you're kind of pulling rank. So if you said like, okane o yaru, that does make sense, but it feels like you are maybe looking down on the person, asserting authority, or showing a bit of contempt, like you don't want to do it. If you said it to your friend, it would make it sound like they're begging and you don't really want to give them the money. When talking about two people who aren't you and don't have anything to do with you, like A-san and B-san, you can use either verb, but which one you use kind of depends on whose perspective you're taking. So if you say A-san ga B-san ni ageru, that's fine if you view yourself as taking A-san's perspective. But if you said A-san ga B-san ni kureru, it sounds like you're taking B-san's perspective because the giving is coming inwards to.
So that's it for the base verbs. In the next video, I'll talk about how to use these with the te form, and in the verb after that, I'll talk about how to use them with the causative form. As for now though, watashi wa setsume o agemashita kara, watashi ni raiku o kuremasen ka? Raiku o morau to, このようなビデオを作るモチベーションが上がってきます。よろしくお願いします。